And now back to the Snocross action. Before the break, we showed you the highlights from our Pro Superstock qualifying heats. Now it's time for our 25-lap Pro Superstock final. The record-breaking crowd was surprised early as Tucker Hibbert failed to capture the whole shot of the Pro Superstock final for only the second time this season. He emerged from the Turn 1 traffic jam in 6th position. Brett Bender, the top qualifier, led early. But before the first lap was completed, Bender was ejected from his sled while plowing through what we've dubbed the manufacturer's minefield. That allowed another first-year pro, Andrew Johnstead, to take over the lead, followed by TJ Gula, Carl Shabitsky, Garth Kaufman, and Tucker Hibbert. But by lap 4, Tucker had already worked around Kaufman and Shabitsky for the third position, while further up front, Gula shuffled past Johnstead for the lead. With just 3 seconds separating Hibbert from the front of the pack, it took Tucker only 3 more laps to find himself sniffing on the bumper of Gula for the lead. And it was on lap 9 that Tucker and Gula skied to the finish line jump side by side, with Hibbert tucking to the inside of Gula. Tucker now found himself at his usual position on the track, at the front. Unfortunately for the fans, one of the racers everyone wanted to see was watching right along with them.
I had a bobble over in the rhythm section and came off and it broke the tie rod on my steering. So I got it flipped back over and took off, and I hit the first jump and the ski was going woo back and forth, and I'm like, well, that can't be safe. So unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to finish, but you know, my teammate TJ's out there ripping. He's sitting in second right now, and hopefully he can put a little charge on Tucker here.
Back at the front, Tucker continued to click off smooth, consistent laps, and TJ Gula kept pace with Hibbert, just 6 seconds back. Behind them, Kaufman worked his way around Johnstead on lap 13 and also kept pace with the leaders. They were followed by an impressive ride by Andrew Johnstead for 4th and Ryan Simons in 5th. Natalie Kane was at the podium to speak with the top 3.
Garth, you had a 3rd place finish today in our stock finals. How do you feel?
I feel good. You know, I've been a little sick this week, so I just had to push through that. My lungs have been burning a little bit, but I feel the best today that I have. I think I'm getting through it, so it feels good to be back up here on the podium again. You know, I've worked hard, so it's all paying off.
Now, earlier today, you had kind of a rough start in the qualifying round, and then you ended up taking over the LCQ. What were you thinking all day today leading up till now?
Oh, you know, that stuff, you can't let it get to you. You know, you just got to keep your emotions in check when stuff like that happens. You just got to come out swinging. You know, like just get in the final and just give it your all. You know, our finals are pretty long now, so a guy can do pretty much anything. He can come from the back row, come from mid-pack. You know, it's definitely doable to win races.
Tucker, another first place finish for you. How do you feel?
I feel great. You know, that was a pretty gnarly race. I got a bad start and just had to, you know, just kind of pound my way through and try and get to the front, but it worked out real good. I caught up to the leader and just made a pass and just tried to pull away, and it went really good. Towards the end, the track was just really blown out, so I was just trying to kind of play it safe.
Now let's jump right into our Pro Open class. Again, the top 5 drivers of each heat and the last chance qualifier would move directly to the final race. Could Tucker Hibbert create the perfect storm and win 8 out of 8 Pro Nationals this season? Let's find out. In Pro Open Heat 1, Steve Taylor and TJ Gula fought for the whole shot, but it was Gula who quickly emerged out front. The rest of the heat was a showcase for the Henches racing team, as teammates Gula, Brett Bender, and Levi Lavallee captured the top 3 spots.
This is the team to beat right now. These guys are unbelievable. Hibbert's won a lot of races, but as a team, when Tucker comes up behind, can they put on a block? Can they hold Hibbert off, let Brett Bender make it to the podium and win the whole thing? Let's find out.
Also qualifying behind Team Henches was Sean Crapel on another Polaris and Garth Kaufman on his Arctic Cat. In Pro Open Heat 2, right off the start, chaos ensued as Matt Pichet was bumped into Ryan Simons, causing both sleds to fly wildly off the track.
We talked before about the bottleneck. Watch Hibbert. He comes back in. He's set to turn. The front end has a bit of a push. It's a domino effect.
Hibbert was able to capitalize and lead the race from start to finish. Qualifying behind him were Andrew Johnstead, Robbie Malinowski, Carl Shabitsky, and Brett Turcotte.
Are you going for a clean sweep this season or what?
I'm trying, you know, it's been going really good, so got one more race to go, just got to try and do it again.
And finally, we ran our Pro Open Last Chance qualifier. The 2 Yamahas jumped out to an early start, but it was Ian Hayden who took a clear lead by the end of lap 1. For the first 6 laps, Ryan Simons was right on his tail. And on lap 7, he was finally able to sneak by Hayden. Fortunately for Hayden, though, Simons appeared to have some sled trouble as he drove his sled to the center of the track. Now the race was between Hayden and Skidoo pilot Dave Allard. And at the checkered flag, it was Yamaha Blue finishing first. Allard took second, and behind him, Matt Judnick, Matt Pichet, and Steve Taylor rounded out the top 5.
Ian, you just came out on top of the Pro Open LCQ. How do you feel right now?
Yeah, I feel good. It's nice to be in the final, and like I said, we've been working hard this year, so it's kind of starting to pay off, and I like that.
Yeah, what kind of changes did you make for to your sled for this race?
I hope we've made a lot. We've made some suspension, some steering, some handling. We've been working a lot. The guys in the trailer have been working so hard, and it's almost more rewarding for them, I think, to see the snowmobile working well. So it's good.
What a tough day for Ryan Simons, but he didn't go out and kill himself in last chance qualifier. He saved himself, gathered it up, he decided to use his provisional. He can go back into the Pro Open final without qualifying. You get 1 provisional to use per class, per season.
And with that, these are the 16 drivers who will be competing in today's Pro Open final.
If you were a pro snowcross racer, which oil would you trust to get you on the podium? Amsoil. Ask DJ Ekstrom. He's used it his entire racing career. And whether you're racing your friends on the trail or foes on the track, use Amsoil synthetic 2-stroke oils to maximize the power and performance of your sled. Interceptor gets it done on the trails, and Dominator gets it done on the racetrack. Amsoil, the first in synthetics.